Boom. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Wednesday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. So, today we're going to be taking a look at another one from a brewery out of Ohio. You've heard me talk about them before. I've done a couple of reviews for their stuff already, and they've been kind of hit or miss. Listermann, they team up with a lot of breweries, but like when it comes to their stouts, I've had a few to where I like them. I've had a few to where it's like they're okay kind of situation, and so I'm hoping this kind of starts putting them on like the better kind of level of enjoyment for me, possibly, because today we got one called the Smorty Pastry Stout from these guys today, and I think it's just a Rick and Morty themed kind of bottle art. I think it's pretty damn dope. I don't know if anybody's a Rick and Morty fan out there, but this is perfect for Rick and Morty fans in my opinion. Yeah, it's a pastry stout brewed with vanilla, chocolate, marshmallow, graham cracker, nutmeg, and lactose, and it's an 8.5%. So I'm pretty damn excited. I'm hoping it tastes like a s'more because they have definitely unique kind of profiles for their stouts, but sometimes when I've had their like unique profiles for stouts, it really hasn't hit the mark of tasting what I expected it to taste like. So it's kind of been a little bit disappointing at times. So I'm hoping this kind of changes it a little bit, because if it tastes like a s'more, it's really not that hard to kind of make a beer have those s'more kind of aspects, having it be creamy, all that kind of stuff. But expecting a really kind of, this is definitely going to be a sweeter stout, I think, when it comes to all the chocolate flavors and the vanilla and all that kind of stuff to get in there. Hopefully the marshmallow is going to add a nice kind of note of creaminess as well. But I'm excited. I'm definitely excited for this one. So, of course, going to be opening this bottle with my little gift from Lee, not the real Gerard Butler, my little cock and balls bottle opener. So let's open this guy up and see what this thing's like on the smell, because I'm curious. Put the cap over there, put the bottle opener down. Let's see what this thing's like on the smell. Oh yeah, definitely gets like more of a sweet chocolate, like a milk chocolate kind of on the nose. Definitely light when it comes to smell while it's still in the bottle. Hopefully when I pour it, it'll kind of bring out a lot of more of those like chocolatey or almost vanilla kind of notes, hopefully. Not really getting much of the graham cracker on the nose yet. But yeah, it smells absolutely delicious. So, of course, going to be drinking out of my Untapped 2-up glass this afternoon. And it's stout season, so of course stouts are perfect for this kind of weather. So let's see how this guy pours. Oh yeah, nice and dark. Not expecting a whole lot of booziness, because this is like just over the threshold point of being sessionable in my opinion. So, a little bit of a nice kind of lightish, brownish head to it. A little bit, not too much, but not really getting a lot of lacing on the side of the glasses yet. Can't really tell right now. But overall, let's see. Oh yeah, definitely the milk chocolate came out a little bit more on the nose, which is really nice. Definitely, that's what I'm getting. It's like a lighter kind of milk chocolate kind of note on the nose. So, overall, yeah, it doesn't smell that bad. So, let's give this guy a try and see what our thoughts are on this thing. So, cheers, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Ooh, yeah, that's really chocolatey up front. That's for damn sure. Not really getting much of like a marshmallowiness to it. Definitely, it's more of like a semi-sweet chocolate, kind of having mixed notes of like a bitter, like dark chocolate in there. Definitely leaves that a more of a drier mouthfeel, which I wouldn't expect from a pastry stout like this. Just because when you get this kind of stout and you want it to be syrupy, you want to kind of coat your mouth with like the sweeter chocolate flavors. I'm not really getting much of the graham cracker at all. I'm not really getting much of the vanilla or the marshmallow really. I think it might just be adding to that kind of sweeter chocolate flavor. But overall, yeah, it's pretty solid. It's not bad though. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Definitely not expecting, not really getting many like s'more components besides the chocolate, which is kind of a little bit upsetting, but it is what it is. So let's look here on Untapped, and of course, if you can't get your hands on this Smorty from Listermann, Untapped does a really cool thing to where they show similar beers to what may be in the similar kind of realm of this one when it comes to things you might be able to get your hands on if you recognize any of these. So let's see what we have over here. So for the similar beers they have for the Smorty, they got one called Super Cookie Face from Firehop Brewworks. We got one called Double Coconut Magic Cookie Stout. Let's see, from Crooked Crab Brewing Company, it's a 10%. Yeah, maybe. It doesn't have that many check-ins. Let's see. We got one from Pluff Proflick Brewing Project called the Ahui Hu, which is a 12% pastry stout brewed with coconut, cacao nibs, chocolate, and Tahitian vanilla beans. So let's see what else we got here. We got one from Team Fatty 2020 from The Answer, which is like a wedding beer, I guess they did. I'm not sure if I'd consider that one because I don't really know much of a description on that one. But then we got one here called VCM from Main and Mill Brewing Company, which Main and Mill is definitely a more popular, I would say. They're definitely more well known, and this is a barrel aged stout with Madagascar, Mexican vanilla, and cacao nubs, and marshmallow. So, knowing that I'm not really getting much like the graham cracker components of this, I'm just getting like to me it just tastes like a chocolate stout almost. I would say you could probably do the super cookie face because I know the super cookie face is like an Oreo cookie kind of stout, so maybe you might get better like cookie / bready components in that one. You'll get the chocolatey notes, and then not really the cream might imitate the vanilla with the marshmallow a little bit. So that might be the closest one. I would say the super cookie face from Fire Hop, but it's going to be boozier. That one's I think this one's like a 14.7, and this one's an 8.5. So definitely you're going to get more of a booziness on that one. But overall, this is really not boozy at all, and it's overall, yeah, it's not bad. This one is definitely a little bit more disappointing in my opinion because I wanted to taste more of those s'more components. Like when it comes to beers that I look for taste like a s'more, there's one that really kind of stands out to me when it comes to being able to get that recipe right and actually taste a lot of the s'more components, and that's the s'more stout from Hubbard's Cave, and they do a really good one as well. They're over here in Illinois. So let's look here and see, because this one's interesting because this beer had 2 batches to it, and they kind of changed the recipe on the second batch. So the first batch was vanilla, chocolate, marshmallow, and nutmeg, and it was a 7.5%. Well, the second batch, which is the one I'm drinking, which they bottled, was vanilla, chocolate, marshmallow, graham cracker, and nutmeg as well. So, but that's an 8.5%. So, looking at this one, they kind of changed the recipe up a little bit. Maybe, I don't know if it probably does taste pretty similar to the first batch. I would say it's not as boozy because it's a percent lower. But let's see what Untapped says for the description of this guy. So, what they say is, don't even trip, dog. This pastry stout is packed with vanilla, chocolate, marshmallow, and nutmeg. Crack open a bottle because it's time to get swifty. I like that description. Definitely like the description. So, when it comes to ratings, it's like it says here, it's an 8.5% ABV. And with over 1,469 ratings, this one has an average rating of 4.1 out of 5, which is pretty damn good, I would say. This is definitely pretty good, well rated, I would say. So let's look here. I have one friend on Untapped that's checked this one and didn't really give a reason why he checked it in the way it is, but he gave it a 4.5 out of 5, which to him, this one was pretty damn good. So let's look down into the global rating. This person gave it a 3.5. Let's see. We got a 4.5. 4.5 purchase off Tavor, saying perfect beer after steaks, which, yeah, I could definitely see a stout like this being good after like a nice kind of hearty red meat meal. So giving like a nice sweetness after you're kind of just sitting there eating a bunch of steak. Let's see, we got another 4.5. We got a 3.75, 3.75. We got a 4. Said solid. Enjoy nice dark beer with lots of s'more goodness on a cold night. So this guy definitely got a little bit more of the s'more than I did, but I'm not really getting much of that s'more flavor. I'm just getting like a kind of like a chocolatey kind of note. Let's see, we got a 4.25 here, 4. This person gave it a 4.75, saying damn good s'mores beer. Yeah, so a lot of people are getting this s'mores flavor. I guess maybe it's just me not getting it. And like here another one, this person gave it a 4.5, saying this is like a real s'more. Like, I get the chocolate, but the one thing that kind of bothers me about this one is the dry kind of mouthfeel I get at the end with this. It's like you want it to be creamy. You want it kind of to be velvety and like coat your mouth and all the kind of leaving that lingering flavors on for a while and kind of having that nice syrupy mouthfeel, not having that dryness to me that lingers at the end, which is one of the most like upsetting parts about this beer, to be honest. Like the chocolate up front. It's very, very, it's a nice sweet, like milk chocolate. Then it kind of gets into like a semi-sweet bitter chocolate while you're drinking it. And then at the end it kind of leaves like a drier mouthfeel for me. So this definitely comes in like very interesting waves almost. But to me, it's not what I expected it. I was expecting it to taste more like a s'more. To me, it's just tastes like a chocolate stout, in my opinion. So overall, yeah, people's flavor profiles are subjective. Everybody has a different palate and all that kind of stuff. So let's start figuring out what we're going to be doing for ratings on this guy. Let's look at the bottle art. Yeah, if you're a fan of Rick and Morty, you're definitely going to enjoy this bottle art. You got Rick over there, of course, and then you got Morty turned into a marshmallow. He's kind of almost going to be set on fire next to the burner right there. Almost looks like a bomb, but it's a Bunsen burner kind of situation. So it's definitely that Rick and Morty theme is very, very nice. Of course, you got those token kind of Listermann kind of things where they put the name of the beer on the side along with their name, and then right in the center you got Listermann's logo. So overall, yeah, it's a really, really nice bottle art. I like it. If you're a Rick and Morty fan, this would definitely be something that would catch your attention for if you saw this at a liquor store or bottle shop. So, haven't really watched a lot of Rick and Morty for me personally. So, but I like their kind of style and their humor of the show. So yeah, I give this a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 for bottle art for me. Really, really nice. Definitely like the holographic kind of look to it as well. A lot of colors, which is really, really cool. But let's see what else we got here. If I got this beer in a flight at Listermann, would I get another one? It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's a good beer, but it tastes like just like a regular average chocolate stout to me. It doesn't taste like a s'more or anything like that. So after having it, expecting it to be a s'mores kind of stout, and then having this experience, I probably wouldn't get another one, to be honest. I would probably look for a different kind of stout or maybe an IPA from Listermann if I was to choose. So I would say this is a no-go on getting a separate glass for myself, just because to me it's a little disappointing when it comes to what it is. But overall, it's still good. It's when it comes to the flavors that I was expecting to get, I'm not getting what I was expecting. I'm just getting the chocolates coming through as well. Not really getting much of the vanilla, making it. Maybe the vanilla is coming through and adding like an upfront sweetness that's kind of helping me get that milk chocolatey kind of chocolate flavor up front. But not really getting like the kind of the graham cracker breadiness. Not really getting the marshmallowy kind of creaminess in there. But overall, it's still a solid beer. It's just when it comes to what you expect the beer to taste like, and it's kind of let down in that situation, that's what kind of makes this beer a little bit disappointing. But it's still an overall good beer. So let's figure out what I'm going to be doing for our final rating on this guy. I mean, if I would just went into this thinking it was a chocolate stout, I'd give it a pretty good rating. It would definitely be around that 7.5 kind of realm for me, 7.5 out of 10. But knowing that it had to taste like, I wanted it to taste like a s'more, and I'm not really getting a lot of those s'more components except for the chocolate in there, I'm going to give this probably like a 6.75 out of 10. It's still good. It's definitely something I can still drink and have a few of them. I'm perfectly okay with having a few of these ones. But having the expectations of something different and getting kind of let down like I was, it's kind of upsetting. And knowing that this is another one from Listermann that kind of let me down a little bit, I'm still going to give them a chance. I still have a couple other beers from them to try out when it comes to all their different styles of beer. So hopefully I'll find one from them that kind of lives up to the expectations that I kind of am hopefully going to get from these guys eventually. But overall, yeah, it's still solid. But for me, it's going to be get me a 6.75 out of 10 on this one. But overall, it is what it is. Like I said, everybody's flavor profiles are subjective. Everybody has different kind of tasting on their palate and all that kind of stuff. So you may try this and get full on s'mores. It may be completely different from everybody. So if you find this at a liquor store or bottle shop, give it a try. I would love to see what other people's thoughts are as well. See if they're getting more s'more flavors than I am. But other than that, it is what it is. So thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. It would help me out a lot. And if you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as along with that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live to another review. If you want to get some stuff from Listermann, I know their distribution around the Midwest is pretty heavily available. You can get up in Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, maybe up in Wisconsin. I'd probably distribute, maybe all the way out to Iowa. But if you want to get your hands on more stuff from Listermann, I always recommend going to your local liquor store or bottle shop, seeing if their distributor carries whatever you're looking for or whatever I recommend for you to get. If they do, they might be able to bring it in. If not, you can kind of see if their distributor can work with getting it in. Or You could always go over to Tavour, which is a beer delivery / beer subscription service that I use to get a lot of my beers from, and you can order it that way. But when you create an account, since shipping with Tavour is kind of iffy here and there depending on where you're located. When you create your account with Tavour, you'll have to put in your zip code and everything when you're creating your account. And they'll let you know right away if you can get stuff delivered to you. So if you can use it, Listermann shows up there pretty often when it comes to stuff that they drop. But other than that, let's see, last but not least, if you're looking for a social media aspect of beer drinking where you can see people checking in beers, getting badges, all that kind of stuff, just seeing what's a fun social media platform for beer drinkers, I always recommend getting yourselves over to Untapped. If you enjoy craft beer and you just like social media, Untapped is like a necessary thing to have in my opinion. So if you want to shoot me a friend request, if you're on there and haven't added me yet, link to my profile is down in the description below. Of course, the link to Tavour's website is always down in the description, so you can check them out and create your account and all that kind of stuff. But other than that, I think that is pretty much what I have for you guys today. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are amazing. And I'm going to end this like I always end it before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see you all next time. Cheers.